Hi everyone, it's Chef Mitosu Crafts. Thank you for joining me today and welcome to our channel. Today I'm going to share how to create this star decoration using cardstock and dies. So you will need the poinsettia dies and the stitch triangles dies for the corners. So I've actually used these ones, which are the smallest poinsettia, the leaves, and as well as the embossing dies. And for the triangles, that's the second from the smallest of this die right here. And I've also used the flourish. I've gone ahead and die cut most of the stuff, so I've used the brush metallic for the flourish. You'll need 5 of the triangles, which is in the lighter gold foil, like so. And I will change up the colors, so I'm using cherry cobbler, so using that dye, I've gone ahead and done that. Garden green for the small poinsettia, which is embossed as well from the dye, and mint macaron for the leaves. You'll need some Simply Elegant trim in gold, as well as the fine art ribbon, again loads of metallics. And for the embellishment, I've used the wonderful gems. So for the cardstock, you'll need basic white thick. And this is just the size or the width of an A4 piece, which is 21 centimeters, or that's 8 1/4. So we'll start with this one. So with your paper trimmer, you're just gonna score at 1, 2, and then cut just shy of 3 centimeters, or that is 3/8 of an inch, 3/4 of an inch, and then just shy of 1 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so I'll do it in inches, in metric. So score at 1, score at 2, and then cut just shy of the 3 centimeters, or you can do 2.9 if you prefer. Okay, and you'll need 5 of these for each side of the stars. And before you close that up, so I know that is the smallest of the 3 panels, and I'm just gonna score at 1/2 inch or 1.3 centimeters. So I'll do 1.3, and it's the one with the same width, so that's 1 and 1 centimeter, or 3/8 of an inch and 3/8 of an inch. And I'll do the same for the other side, so 1.3 or 1/2 an inch. This time I'll score it from there. Okay, so do that for each strand or each panel, and we're just gonna use the bone folder to fold that up. So keep in mind where the smallest panel is, because that's gonna be the hidden one. So this will just strengthen each piece, and you can go ahead and adhere that as you go along. So I'm just gonna use Tombow, and I'm actually gonna use the broad tip and just spread that out. Fold that in, until it adheres to itself, and then fold that up again, and then adhere. So the spreader or the broad tip, it just spreads the glue thinly, and it makes the glue, or makes the card stick to it really easily, or a lot faster than when it's still wet. Okay, so do that for each piece, and hopefully you can still see the score mark from that end, and you're just gonna cut from that score mark to the corner of the other end, so a diagonal line even. So you're gonna cut that up and then do the same for the other end. But with this one, if I do it that way, can you see on here, you're gonna cut the same way. So if that diagonal is that way, you need to cut it that way as well. Okay, so just align the up and cut on the diagonal. So you should have 5 of those, and I've gone ahead and done that. So all identical. Okay, and now we're going to adhere the triangle pieces. So if you don't have the stitched triangles, you can do it without, but you'll need to have like a ruler with the degrees. I can't remember. Not a protractor, a compass, I think. So I've traced around this, and it's 3.5 centimeters, or 1 3/8 of an inch, and that's about 35 degrees or 36 degrees, whatever is easier for you, and you can create that as well, or you can just trace around once you've glued this together. But I find that when we're gluing it, I'm just gonna align. So when we glue it up, we're gonna do it that way. Okay, so I want to glue that on the edge there. So just lining the up on the edge. So you can use, again, Tombow, or you can use glue dots even. In my original, I did actually use glue dots, and that still holds. So we're gonna do that for each piece. Just make sure that you do it along the same way. So again, I'm using the broad tip, spreading that thinly, and then adding the triangle. We're independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrators based in the UK, so if you live in the UK, France, Germany, Austria, or the Netherlands, you'll be able to purchase current Stampin' Up! Products from our online shop. Do use the current host code, which can be found on our website at mitosocrafts.com, to receive any extra gifts if your order qualifies. And check out the description below for the product list and the links to our online shop. So there we go, we have 5 identical pieces, and to add it together, we're just gonna do the other end. So it's probably easier to do it the back way. So we're just gonna align that piece again using Tombow, and you can add that on the other end. Just make sure that it's not going over and you can't see it on there. Now you can add a dimensional or maybe mini glue dot just to support that piece, but I'm just gonna leave it as is, or you can press it down and glue the end as well if you prefer. I'm just gonna leave it open. Okay, so that's, we've gone that way, and then on the back of this one we're gonna go this way. Ooh, no. So that piece, so we need another triangle for that one, so we're gonna go that way. Okay, so again, Just turn it over, add glue onto there, and then add that on. So we move on to the other end, and we'll need another piece with a triangle. Okay, so turn it over, and then we will go that way. Now you can intertwine these, so you can go in, you know, like that. So one is on top, or you can weave it. One is at the bottom. So that one is at the top and then at the bottom. That's going to be at the top. So the next one will be at the bottom. So it just makes it stronger once it's all done or constructed. So I'll just add that on. So again, just make sure that it's not over the triangle, which is fine. He says, I think it's fine. That way. And then the next piece, the last piece with the triangle there. So we're gonna have it over and under. So I'm gonna add that on to there. And in my prototype, actually, I use stapler just to keep it together. So that's why you can see the marks on the brushed metallic foil. And now that we have that intertwined, we're just gonna finish this up, add glue on the other end, and then bring that forward. There you go. You may find that it might be a little bit off center, but you can, if that does happen, you can go slightly over it and then just cut off the end piece. So then at least you know the rest are okay. And then you've only got a tiny bit of excess to cut, like so. It will be harder because it's a bit of a few layers there, but that is pretty much the star done. So we're just gonna decorate it. Now you can, it's not moving at all. You can move it slightly. Sorry, I keep going off screen, but that's where even we use the ribbon to hold it down. So I've got the fine art ribbon, and I'm just gonna tie it in one place. So I'm gonna do the same as the other one. So just tie it. I think I only did one knot. I may be wrong, or maybe two. So if I do it this way, and then tie it a second time, just do a double knot, and then I'm gonna do that in the corner, just so it comes off the front, and that can be another element to show. There we go. And that way, I don't even know where it was moving earlier. It's properly secured now. So some areas might still move, like if you force it, but that one knot or one tying of the ribbon does make a difference. So just be careful. It's still a bit flimsy, but it's strong enough to keep it in place. Okay, and then we're just gonna cut that off. and just let it fall where it needs to go, or trim it down afterwards. I'm gonna trim it down afterwards, so I want that on the top left. And we're just gonna add the die cuts. So with the cherry cobbler and mint macaron and garden green die cuts. So with your take a pick tool, you could always shape these with your pierce mat as well, or the palm of your hand. So you can, with the putty end and the lid intact, you can just put that round and then curl down each leaves. Okay, so you can do it that way, and we're gonna just curl that up. I'm gonna glue that in the center. And just slightly offset it. So that's one down. Now for these ones, for the leaves, you can use the side of your paper snips. Again, don't open it, just the side, and then just press it in the middle. And that is done. We can curl the other two. Here we go. So that's done, and we can now add the trims as well. So that's the flourish, and the trim is here, so it's a bit tangled up. With this one, you can just do a couple of, the way that I did it, I just did a couple of loops, cut that up, and then add it on here. So you can add mini glue dot, and then place that on there, loop it again. I think I did figure eight, so you can double loop it. How do you do figure eight? There we go. Once I've looped it, just do figure eight, and you can just have the trim coming out or snip it afterwards. So I'm just gonna add that on, make sure that it's lays down on the mini glue dot. I'm just gonna close that up. There we go. So the rest we're gonna add on. So again, glue dot, or if you want it to stay for longer, I guess use the hot glue. But the prototype has been up for over a month now, and it's still intact. Oh, before I add this, we'll add the flourish. So the flourish, I've just cut it up, just so there's a couple of different ways. You can add more if preferred, but oh, if you can pick it up, there we go. Just cut that down. So that's just gonna go there, and where's that one? Here. That's gonna go there. So if I add this on, we can see where to add it. There we go. And again, glue dot for this piece. Cut the end off. just so it's got a different, there you go. So it's not just in one place, and it's not as much as that one. Okay, now we have those. We can just add the glue, the leaves even. Again, I did this with mini glue dots, just at the end. Now, which one is the end? That one. So one, I just top underneath here. Feel it underneath, and then just bring that out. Ooh, are you gonna play? There we go. And then the other one I did at the back, so I'm adding the mini glue dot on top, and it's just peeking out from under the back, so it's just on there. Now you can put it there. I quite like the star breaks it down a bit with the leaves. Right, that is done. And then just reshape your poinsettia and add the smaller ones. Now, because it's quite top heavy, you will need to add a bit of weight on here. Now, 2 small poinsettia won't be enough. You can just add some more either die cut pieces at the back or something. But when I hang it, it looks okay. So I'm just gonna add those on. Yeah, that looks okay. And then just shape that up. You better shape up your poinsettias. There we go. I think that is okay. Now to hang the piece, you can, again, I just use the trim and mini glue dot. So at the back, find the top and try and find the end of your trim. And I didn't even make a knot. I literally just cut a loop and then add that on mini glue dot. Now, if you're really worried that it's gonna come off, create a backing for it. So I'm just gonna put that centrally. So I'll show you this one. I'll show you so you can see it's literally just on mini glue dot and that's secure. If you do want a backing, just die cut another piece of the stitch triangle. I don't even know if that's gonna be okay. Right, I'm gonna, because I traced around it, I will cut that down because I don't want that to show. Yeah, that's fine. And then add more glue on top. Okay, and then just place the back here and hopefully it should be fine. Or just create a triangle, I guess. So it just neatens the up at the back there, and it's still intact. So just to finish up, we're going to cut the top there. I'll just put that away. Let's have a look. Where are we? So probably the same. No, we'll do it that way. Ooh, that's not diagonal enough. There you go. It's fine. Just being picky as usual. But that is okay, and we're gonna finish up with the wonderful gems. We've only got a few of this left. So with the red onto there, and the larger one onto here. So there we go. That is the star decoration using folded card. Now for the original, you may have noticed that it's slightly different. So this one is actually rolled copy paper. So I used barbecue stick, kebab stick, and I rolled it from one corner. I had it. Imagine that's a square, and I rolled it from one corner upwards, and that's why I had to staple it, because the corners didn't have as much strength. It was all bulky in the middle here, so you can see that that's why it's got some ridges on there. But I really like the color and of the poinsettia. This one was done in Misty Moonlight, Night of Navy, I want to say soft succulent. And as you can see, my corners aren't as nice as that one, so I was tracing it, so I had to figure out how to do the corners as well. But that is how you create the star decoration. I hope you do try it. And which one is your favorite or favorite version, the blue or the cherry cobbler? So let us know in the comments below. Thanks again for joining me today. Until next time, bye!